Hello, and welcome to one of Qasim's first multicultural moments. This one brought to you by the Chinese character Ting. So as we begin to discuss language, we'll notice that there are differences in languages, some being pictographic, some being logographic, some being ideographic. But for the purposes of this small lecture vignette, I'd like to talk to you folks specifically about the Chinese character that represents the phrase to listen. Now, inside of English, oftentimes we find ourselves wondering, is there any direction within the words? And in this case, we don't really have any. I mean, does listening involve making lists, or does it involve 10? Who entirely knows? And oftentimes, when we are looking at differences between languages, we sometimes see that there's not necessarily a true fit. For most of you folks that are multilingual, you might find yourself in a situation where you're trying to use a word or phrase and translate it, and it never really seems to capture the true essence of what that word really means. Or as the French would say, there is a certain je ne sais quoi about it. However, in the logograph that we see above here, there are pictorial representations of what the listening process should entail. This character over here is supposed to represent a person's ears. So as we draw out the character to listen, we know that we need to listen with open ears. In addition to this, this character is supposed to represent a person's eyes, that as we're listening to another person in class, we give them full eye contact. This line is supposed to represent our undivided attention while listening to another individual. And finally, of course, we listen with an open heart. So it's arguable that ever since a very young age, as Chinese children are learning how to write out the verb to listen, they already have almost a direction, a playbook, if you will, that we should listen with open ears, open eyes, our undivided attention, and of course, an open heart. Until next time, this was Qasim's multicultural excursion. Ting!